The accused banker says the videos were accidentally recorded, ladies, by a doggy cam.
Yeah.
He set the doggy cam up to monitor his pet Puggle. If those of you who are like me don't know what a Puggle is, it's a beagle pug mix, to monitor the dog while he was at work. He told police the camera is on and sometimes stays on, so I accidentally recorded myself having sex because it's always recording. Sam, I guess he then he must have fallen on the upload button to YouTube also. I don't know.
Or maybe Dr. Drew, his dog accidentally uploaded these videos to YouTube. This guy is an entitled douchebag who grew up with a hotshot attorney for a father, clearly takes zero accountability. In fact, he actually got one of the girls arrested because the girl found out about it, went to his house, poured soda on his hard drive, as she should have, and trashed the place. So he got her arrested. She spent the night in jail until she told the police what had happened, and thank God they cleared her name.
Well, Anahita, are we jumping? You know, this story sounds so onerous. Are we jumping all over this guy needlessly? I mean, should we wait for the facts, just the way you always advise us, counselor?
Well, I think we should always.
Yeah, and by the way, as he says, these women were stalking him, and they broke into the house, and that's why they destroyed his computer, and they were consenting to all this.
Oh, my gosh.
That's why, Dr. Drew, I always say over and over that it is the worst thing a criminal defendant or even a suspect can do, talking to the police, getting interrogated without an attorney present, because now he's tied to that statement saying that the dog turned the camera on, and the police are saying there's no way because we see in the videos that he's actually adjusting the cameras, he's actually looking into the camera at certain times, and there was apparently more than one camera. So you never talk to the police without an attorney when you're a criminal suspect.
Well, as usual, Yasmin, I always try to interpret what my counselor says. I think she said, when you set up the cams to record somebody's sex acts, make sure after you've done it and the police catch you, get an attorney. I think that's what I heard, right?
Or don't talk to the police.
How about not setting up the cameras and not doing that?
Make sure you have a really smart dog that you can rely on to sort of prove your story. But I think Sam is right. This guy is really entitled. Look, I'm a New Yorker. I've heard this time and time again. I don't know if you guys remember. I think it was last summer or 2 summers ago, there was a Goldman Sachs banker who was accused of raping a woman in the Hamptons. There was the Ivy League banker who was accused of sexually assaulting women. These guys are entitled. Why are they entitled? Because they come from privileged backgrounds. And ultimately, and Dr. Drew, this is what women sit around and talk about all night, all right? Ready? Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
These guys are insecure. It has nothing to do with what they're putting out there. They're so insecure because they have these overprivileged, you know, these fathers that are so successful, and that they're so insecure about that, so they end up acting out in these ways in which they think women are objects versus actually treating them the way that they should be treated.
We've come full circle with this conversation. So, Claudia, maybe if they'd been gotten and been switched a couple times, maybe they would have fallen in line, no?
Well, I just feel this guy, I mean, it's been said already, he's clearly a jerk, and he feels entitled, and they're obviously, I'm assuming there's some insecurity issues, and maybe we'll see, if we see the tape, we'll see why. But the fact that he feels he has to record these women, yes, shots fired.
I like it.
The fact that he has to record these women and exploit them, I've had someone try to exploit me before, and I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And, you know, he deserves everything he gets. I mean, a woman trashing his apartment and pouring liquor, a drink on his computer, that should be the least of his worries.
Yes.
Anahita.
The fact that everyone's throwing out the fact that this guy was wealthy or he's entitled, I mean, we cover stories on your show every single day that involve middle-class, normal people. They're child molesters. They're the teachers having sex with students. This has nothing to do with him having money or coming from a privileged background
I think so.
all. In what way? How is he different than any other criminal that we cover?
His father was really famous. His father was a really well-known attorney.
But that doesn't make him more of a criminal.
But Sam, Anahita, you actually defend cases like this, or you prosecute cases like this. Have you noticed any trend in your experience?
Well, I mean, I think you see it in all walks of life, Dr. Drew. I've seen teenagers try to do this. I've seen married women that are having affairs. Their husbands try to blackmail them in this fashion. So to say that he's entitled or his father was a lawyer, I think plays no part in this. And quite frankly, that's a good thing for him, because if you're on trial, you're facing felony counts, Dr. Drew. You're facing jail time. You better damn well believe that you would want the best attorney defending you in that case.
Well,